special teams, special plays, special players. Tuesday.
That's the one.
Does a carnivore diet actually achieve weight loss?
Oh, we in?
We're in, apparently. Yep. Does it?
All right, go.
Did that throw you off? Was that a curveball, was it?
So Seb,
Uno poquito. I'm sorry.
does the carnivore diet actually achieve weight loss?
Yes, it does. You know, any diet's gonna achieve. All right, let's just.
Why'd you fucking say it like that?
What?
Yes, it does. Fuck me.
Let's just talk. All right. Good evening, fellas. All right, we're talking about.
Good evenings. It's during the day.
Do your intro.
I am. I'm trying to.
Sorry.
Go, Ray. The floor's yours.
Thank you, Brendan, for fucking giving me the floor. The ominous carnivore diet. You see it all over social media. You buy all that steak and you don't actually know what it does to your body. Well, we're here to debunk that today. We're going to be talking with Seb, who is one of our trainers here at Dynamic Personal Training. And we're just going to have a little conversation about it because it was a very hot topic when we walked in here and you were a part of that topic.
Yes, sir.
He was a part of it.
I wasn't contributing to it.
Correct.
Maybe against it. Yeah, I was contributing against it.
Yes.
So you're contributing against the carnivore diet.
Just like the 4 words I said.
Well,
we're not here to say whether it's good, bad, you should do it, you shouldn't do it. We're here to dive into the reasons as to why it may be good and the reasons why it may be bad.
oh, so we can't give our opinions?
We can definitely give our opinions, but
Because I think it's a lot of shit.
welcome. So, Brendan, tell us why it's a load of shit.
Well,
Let's
I don't know.
define what the carnivore diet is.
That's a great
For
segue,
those
Seb.
of you
Well done.
who are wondering.
Fuck me. Sorry.
because some people might not know what it is.
So what is the definition of the carnivore diet?
That is a excellent question, Ray. The carnivore diet basically means you eat carnivorously. What that means is that you eat predominantly red meats and fats, pretty much excluding major vegetable groups and carbohydrates. Do we agree with that?
We agree.
Well,
that
according
sounds
to
good?
Google Scholar, the definition of the carnivore diet is you just eat animal products.
Wow, it's
I
it's
doubt
exactly what he said.
Google. That's what Google, right?
So like eggs, meat, poultry, anything that comes from an animal is what they eat. So when it comes to anything else, they're not allowed to eat it.
So only animal foods.
Anything that comes from an animal.
Good.
Yeah.
And then keep in mind, most of the stuff that comes from an animal is either protein or fat, because there's not a lot of animals, I think none actually, that are compromised of carbohydrates.
That's very
Yeah.
true.
Yes.
Yes. Because where are carbohydrates mainly found?
In plants,
Oh.
like vegetables
Oh.
and grains.
Oh. So you're telling me that people think it's a good idea to cut out vegetables and fruit because it's going to help them achieve fat loss?
Apparently so. And that's what we're here to help you understand.
Okay, and we're not here to give our opinions, even though we think it's a load of shit. We're not here to give you our 2 cents as to why we think it is not good. Now, I feel like a lot of people take on this diet because they've seen some influencer or some information out there thrown around saying that if you follow the carnivore diet, you're going to lose weight.
They do. Along with saying you're going to lose weight, I see 99% of the people who promote carnivore say you are going to feel better, you're going to look better, your health is going to significantly improve. And that's sort of what we're going to talk about today. Does it actually do that? What does the research say? So let's get into it.
Now, why do you think people are so successful with the carnivore diet? And also, on top of that, why do you think so many people are pushing it at the moment?
I think a big reason why carnivore gets pushed is usually because somebody is selling it. And then I would say to you, the viewers, if you do look at somebody on Instagram and you're like, oh, I want to be just like this person, they're promoting carnivore, and you go to their Instagram page and they have a link in there, and then it takes you to some sort of supplement or something you can buy that's related to carnivore, I would not fully outright trust them, because I feel like they will just be trying to sell you something. Besides that, I feel like another big reason people push it is because maybe it does just work for them, all right? Like, at the end of the day, it's all personal experience. If you finish watching this video, go on carnivore, and you have the best 12 months of your life on it, well, then who are we to say it's bad, right? We're talking about like the common person, but let's say you don't get any of those side effects and you're having a great time, of course you're going to go tell other people. So I'd say it's a very personal thing. And then if somebody feels great on it, obviously they want other people to feel great, but little do they know, not everybody's going to feel good on a carnivore diet, as you've seen with your own clients.
Okay, so I guess one of the biggest things that happens when you go for a carnivore diet, you're only having protein and fats as your main sources of food and energy, right?
Yeah.
The one thing that you're eliminating from your diet is carbs. Everyone kind of knows that. We gave the definitions. What happens when people just cut out carbs like that?
Well, I mean, obviously you can assume that you're going to lose a bunch of weight. Usually the carby foods that we eat are full of sugars and fats and are very processed and very addictive. So we eat a lot of them and they make us fat. So when we cut them out, whoa, I've lost a ton of weight. Thing is, carbs are also our primary energy source. We eat carbs, which then gets broken down into glycogen, which then gets broken down into ATP, which our body uses to make our organs function and just our whole body live and breathe.
And run our brains.
And on the blind so you don't get stupid.
Now, I feel like, if someone's doing carnivore, right, they would have the argument that they can just go into ketosis and start using their fats as energy. And I feel like that's a big argument that carnivore diet people go through. They're like, oh, no, I'm just going to go into ketosis and start using energy as fuel. Do you think that's good?
So I actually have a pretty balanced take, I think, on this. I think for the short term, like let's say 6 to 8 weeks, yeah, why not? Right? It's not going to bring about that much harm. When you go over that, then it can get a little bit, how you going? Because ketosis is like a backup energy system. It's like, oh my God, I'm starving. I need some energy somehow. Let me get it from the fat, right? It's like running your phone on low power mode at 1%. It's still going to work. It ain't going to work nearly as well though.
Okay. For the people that are, wanting the answers as to, whether they should or shouldn't do it, when do you think someone should do something like carnivore diet? And when do you think people should maybe stop?
Me personally, I think it's actually good, especially if you have an autoimmune disease, because studies have shown to reduce effects of autoimmune diseases like asthma and that through the carnivore diet. So if you're trying to pick apart what's causing a reaction to something, just eliminating maybe carbs or certain foods, you could see an added health increase. So I think that's good. And maybe just losing some fat short term. Long term though, I would stay far away from it, because I've also seen a lot of people and a lot of studies of people who sometimes you see their hands going blue because their livers aren't functioning properly, and you could actually end up developing really serious health problems as a side effect of doing carnivore long term.
I've composed a list of the pros and the cons when it comes to the carnivore diet. So right now I'm going to go through the pros, or what the reported benefits are if someone decides to just start doing carnivore diet. So number 1, it came up with weight loss. Number 2 was blood sugar management. Number 3 was reduced inflammation and autoimmune relief, which is what you just spoke about before. And number 4 was simplified eating. Now, if I'm going to dive into any of those right now, I guess for someone that doesn't really know too much about any of those benefits, how would you explain to someone why them doing the carnivore diet is going to help them with blood sugar management?
Well, usually having too high of a blood sugar is due to the fact that you're just eating simply too much sugar. Now, think of carnivore as like the most extreme possible way to lower your blood sugar, right? What do you do usually if you're having too much of something? You remove a bit. Carnivore removes all of it. So you're not having any carbs, any sugars, nothing. So yeah, it's going to lower it, but it's going to get then too low and then go to like none and then cause more health problems than what you started with. So it's just a really bad way to cut back on your blood sugar. Just reduce it, don't eliminate it.
Reduce, don't eliminate.
It's going to be the thumbnail right
But
there.
there might be some people that might need to eliminate it for a short period of time. Like if they're having like, serious health problems with diabetes and their blood sugars like spiking throughout the roof. Right?
Yeah, I think you would be a bit more inept in that field. You want to go a little deeper on that?
Well, here's the thing, right? When it comes to blood sugar management, when you're having your high processed, high sugary foods, what happens is if this is a graph, if a graph of your blood sugar is a straight line throughout the day, right? If you're having those high sugar moments, like you have like a red frog or lollies or something like that, your blood sugar is going to spike. And when it spikes, it just means that your heart rate has to do more of a job to pump blood around your body. There's going to be more energy running around your body for that moment in time. Throughout the day, if you're having these constant spikes, your body's always going in hyperdrive, trying to do all these things. And if you're someone that's very sedentary, that's not good because your organs are doing too much work for low output. So you don't want that. So the way to reduce that is by reducing the amount of sugars that you're having in your diet so you don't have those constant spikes in your blood sugar, or follow a carnivore diet where you just eliminate all carbs.
Brendan makes a really good point about how probably the best way is to reduce it. But then again, some people might think their best option is just to eliminate the root cause just by pure elimination in the carnivore diet.
And it's easier to take out carbs, especially when you're going into the carnivore diet. As you mentioned there, it's simplified eating. You just eliminate carbs.
Yeah, and this actually leads a lot of people on carnivore to think that carbs are a useless macronutrient. Like, we don't need it because it's like, oh, I could just run on ketosis. Or it only provides this benefit to my body. Why would I need it? Which is very stupid because, as we already talked about, there are a ton of benefits and your body will literally shut down and die if you don't have carbs. So to say it's useless is very funny. It's something I hear very often from the leading carnivore people who promote the
diet.
ton out of it. I was about to say a different word.
The beep ton. I could put a little duck noise over it if you want to swear.
That's all right.
Correct.
I'll remember that for now.
All right, so
Yeah, can you use that one? Isolate it real quick. Just be quiet.
I'm just gonna clip that.
Yeah, clip this
Quack.
part out and go. What's that?
I'm a duck. Quack.
Do
It's
it.
the most
do it.
sophisticated duck I've ever
No.
freaking heard in my life.
Do it, Brendan. There's gonna be
quack,
No, go.
quack, quack. All right, so you know what? I actually understand this one, and out of all of these benefits of the supposed carnivore diet,
you
this
might-
one's got to be the winner for me. The simplified eating side of things, because yes, it makes sense that if all you're eating is animal foods, it's very difficult to overeat on meats and protein.
It is.
Like if you have 300 grams of steak in front of you, once you finish that, you're going to be able to get another 300 grams steak and overeat on red meat. It's very
Probably
difficult.
not. And as we all know, well, not we, protein is the most satiating macronutrient, meaning it just takes a lot longer to digest. Therefore, it's going to fill you up a lot more than anything else.
But everyone knows that if they had biscuits in front of them, they could keep on eating those.
Yeah,
Keep on
you
eating
could
those
finish
all
a
day.
sleeve of Tim Tams easy, no worries.
And that's what, 2,000 calories?
Roughly, I'd say so. I think it's
Well-
about 80, 90 calories in Tim Tam. Times that by what is in there, 10 or 12?
About 10.
Yeah?
Maybe 12.
Yeah, so 1,300.
Yeah, just over 1,000 calories.
There we go. Okay,
one,
so
one sitting, and you could probably go for more later.
So if people actually really care about the benefits, those were the benefits. Now I want to go into, I guess, the cons of the carnivore diet. We're really excited by this one, but as we
Yeah,
said
I
at the
can't
start
wait.
of the podcast, we have to say that we can't give our opinions because Rhiannon told us we can't.
I never said that.
But I hate the carnivore diet. All right, so number one, and you've mentioned it now a few times, and you've also mentioned it a few times on this podcast, it's the nutritional deficiencies that you get from cutting out carbs. So eliminating all plant foods, it's going to lack all the essential micronutrients like vitamin C, vitamin E,
Yep.
and folate. This
Yep.
can increase the risk of conditions like scurvy.
Oh. No, I'm terrified of scurvy. I'm also terrified of getting a wooden leg and walking the plank.
I'm sitting here. Then you got the floor. I'm sitting over there.
Scurvy? Are we serious?
Fucking scurvy.
Yo, bro.
Fine.
Don't
Take the
do
floor.
No, sit down, mate. Sit
No,
down.
I'm not sitting down. I'm not contributing to this conversation at all.
You
You've
can
got-
contribute to creatine.
don't do carnivore.
No,
you can
just-
get
it's
scurvy
okay.
and
Contribute to creatine.
leprosy.
It's like
There are some cons to partaking in the carnivore diet and eliminating all carbs. One of those is the nutritional deficiencies that come along with cutting out all these micronutrients that you find in carbs, vitamin C, vitamin E, and folate. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't think it's good at all to cut out those essential micronutrients. And usually you start carnivore as the goal of getting healthier, right? If our body needs these micronutrients to perform most optimally, then we're not really getting healthier, are we? And then along with vitamins, remember where fiber comes from. Fiber comes from most of our grains, like our oats and our rice and our breads. If you're having none of that, you have no fiber either, which is another little thing that not a lot of people talk about. You don't shit when you're on carnivore. It will be like 5 or 6 days and it'll still be in there. So, you know, people are like, oh, I feel bloated and I feel inflamed. I would rather feel that than feel constipated for 6 days, personally. It is a real thing. It's funny, but it is a real thing. Another funny thing is your breath. When you go into ketosis, your breath stinks. I don't know what I'm pretty sure the word is just ketosis. When you go into ketosis, it's just a side effect of doing that. Your breath stinks, so you're going to be a poo-clogged, smelly breath individual if you go on carnivore.
And you think that's normal? I think that's normal.
That's
Just
why-
because of the benefit that they're going to achieve
It
fat
ain't
loss by
normal.
cutting out carbs.
That's why it's a very short-term thing. It's not something that you should do long-term.
Yeah, well, a lot of people advocate for the long-term effects of it. So I think general consensus here on this panel of judges is that we think, yeah, you could do it short-term. Would we? Probably not. But like, if you want to go try it, go ahead and do it short-term. Long-term, just don't. Just don't. We can give you 100 reasons as to not.
Well, just to test our authority here, have you ever done the carnivore diet?
I actually have.
You have.
Well, I have done a modified version of it. Already being a trainer, and I know not doing carbs is going to cause some upsets. But I did a modified version where I had like little bits of fruit. But my carbs for the day was maybe 80 grams, 60 grams, like a little bit. Like I had enough fruit to get a bit of my micronutrients in and a bit of fiber.
Clean out the pipes. Clean out the pipes.
Yeah, so I can actually feel decent. And the main problem I found was that I just felt super sluggish. I was yawning all day. I didn't really enjoy eating either. And, you know, just the amount of fats and stuff, it just made every meal I ate feel super gross. And then one thing that people never talk about is how expensive it is. If you're doing carnivore, most likely you're going for the grass-fed organic steak, right? That is a very, very expensive steak. And seeming as, you know, that's got the most nutrients and that's what you're going to eat, you might be having that 2 times a day, every week. It's a 4-week thing. your grocery bill is gonna at least like 2 or 3x. So I could not sustain it. I only stopped it. I was feeling okay, again for being sluggish, but I probably would have continued if it didn't cost so much to do.
It's a very costly exercise, especially carnivore, and then doing it long term. On top of that, tax bill at the end of the year just for shopping will be
Yeah, if
Right through the roof.
I was an overweight individual, I personally would rather spend that money into like some sort of coaching or a gym membership or something along that lines rather than a more premium cut of a steak because it's organic.
Have you done the carnivore diet?
I can't say I have, so that's why I keep my opinions to myself. I'm not a fan of the carnivore diet, but
But you
I believe in.
you've seen clients go through it,
I have seen clients go through it.
so you have some sort of personal experience with it.
I do have personal experience with it, but not my own.
Not internal.
Not correct, not internal, but externally, I have had clients go through it, and some clients have done it to the point where they swear by it, and they believe that it's the bee's knees of diets and hacks, and it's what keeps them full over the line throughout the week and makes them hit their calories more accurately, and they don't put on fat because they're not having carbs, and that's what they believe. But then there's some people that I have had conversations with where the opposite happens. Their health risks are through the roof. Go and get a blood test is the first thing I say. Because when it gets back, your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, increases. And that's the cholesterol you don't want to have. Like, you don't want increased at all.
Yeah,
because that's what surrounds your heart, your
And I don't want to cut you
organs.
off here, but a lot of carnivore people as well say that, oh, having the high cholesterol is actually a good thing. And we've been told by our food and safety guidelines that it's dangerous, even though it's not. And there aren't really any studies proving that, but it's something you hear a lot in the carnivore space as well.
Think about it like this. You're having high amounts of fat, high amounts of protein. Your body struggles to break down that protein as it is, even if you were on a deficit. So you're only going to get some of the bad effects. If your liver can't break down fat as efficiently, it's going to turn into that really bad cholesterol. And then that bad cholesterol turns into your visceral fat, which surrounds your organs. That visceral fat is what we get people to look at, especially when it comes on to a body scan. If your visceral fat's high, there's something either dietary or there's something diabetic or something in your lifestyle that is increasing your LDL.
Exactly.
And that places cardiovascular risk, which is the next con of the carnivore diet. The cardiovascular risk of having a high fat, high protein diet, because exactly what you just said, higher LDLs means that you're going to be placing more strain on your heart to be pumping blood around your body. Because if you've got more fat surrounding your heart, what's going to happen? Your heart's going to be doing...
Yes. Great explanation.
Essentially, what he's trying to say is that your heart needs room to beat. If you are confining the room that your heart has to beat, it's not going to work as efficiently. And usually you only see this in morbidly obese individuals, people who have literally eaten so much food that they've got so much fat surrounding the walls of their heart and stuff like that, that it doesn't work properly. And now the risk of heart attack is so high. But you also see it in the people who are doing carnivore because the fat they eat is so much higher than it should be. I don't care if it's beef tallow or I don't know what the worst, unhealthiest version of fat is. But realistically, it's all the same thing. It's all not good for you if you have that much of it. We're talking, when we say that much, we're talking like more than 130 grams or 50 grams per day. I think, I don't know what you guys eat personally. I aim for like about 80 grams of fat a day. And that is what's shown scientifically, depending on how tall and heavy you are. For me, I'm like, what? I'm 190, 86. That's what's good for me to be hormonally sound and have all my organs functioning and producing hormones properly. any more than that, like especially double that, going into the 160s, now I'm going to start seeing some health complications.
There we go. And that's the main nutrient they're using for energy, right? So
Yeah.
the next one is going to be something that both of you are going to like a lot to hear. The digestive problems that come with the carnivore diet.
Yeah, I think we already spoke about that.
We did touch on it.
Yeah.
We did.
But that's what I said. Breaking down that amount of protein that you're having each day is going to put a toll on your body, full stop, period.
What's that thing that you always say in the morning when I have too much coffee? I'm like clogged up or something.
What?
You always say in the morning when I've had my 4th cup of coffee, you're like, oh, bro, the toilet's going to be clogged up.
Oh, yes. Yep.
No, I'm
That's
trying to get you to explain the digestive problems.
Some of the digestive problems that you would be having, especially with something like a carnivore diet, would be getting clogged in the pipes. All right? And if you get clogged in the pipes, mate, as Sebastian said, for 5 to 6 days, no bueno, nothing's coming out the pipe. All right?
And then when it does, feet
Brother.
gripping the ground,
You better dig a hole.
you're going to have to
fucking
take
that
your shirt
deep.
off, have some electrolytes.
You're going
No,
to
they
be...
can't have electrolytes.
I'm pretty sure you can on carnivore now.
No, you can't.
Electrolytes? You can't just
Where
have
do they come from?
electrolyte powder?
Where do electrolytes come from?
They come from plants. No plants in the carnivore diet, mate.
So, I'm sorry, mate. You're going to have to hold on to those walls
With a
and
steak
push.
in your hand.
Well, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I can't speak. I don't really know. But wouldn't a carnivore person try to at least supplement some of the stuff, or like a big pharma made it?
Would
I'm
you-
not eating it.
Would you think that people would supplement fiber into their diet?
I genuinely think that these people on social media who do carnivore and say it's so good and have been doing it for more than 6 months, I can guarantee you go to their house, they've got fiber supplements, they've got
Yeah.
multivitamins there.
Oh, yeah,
They've got-
they have to. They have to. Otherwise, they would be,
like
actually be dead.
they've got to be supplementing in some sort of way. Like
So-
you,
And that actually explains why it's such a stupid diet.
Wait a minute. Before you go on to your tangent, everything that we've said here, health complication wise, is if you don't supplement yourself correctly.
yes, that's what we're talking about.
And that's what not many people get to see, especially with the social media game, is that, yes, it's a great diet. Yes, it loses the weight. Yes, it shreds you down quicker than, the next fat loss tip or the next fat loss injection. But there has to, I'm just saying this from what I believe, there has to be some sort of supplementation in order for them to avoid all those health concerns.
yeah,
Well, let's go into what they need to be taking.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's so many things that we've just listed just before that they're missing out on. All the nutritional deficiencies like the vitamin C, the vitamin E, the folate.
yeah. So they would have to be
Cardiovascular,
taking.
digestive.
They'd have to be taking some sort of multivitamin. That's,
Multivitamins?
That I think is number one. Some sort of fiber supplement.
Number 2.
And I don't think they would be taking any carb powders. But
is
maybe something like a glycerol or maybe dextrose or something, like one of those.
Yeah, see, like,
Would they be taking that?
some people
I
get...
think-
No, ketosis, Seb.
Yeah, no. But what I mean is like, okay, even if they're on ketosis, right? Let's think about this like sort of from a bodybuilding perspective, right? When you have no carbs in your system, how do you look? You look pretty
dry
flat, right?
and flat.
You look dry and flat. So I guess one way to kind of spot out if somebody who's promoting carnivore is faking it is if they look like swole. Oh my God, the veins are popping out of the skin. If they look like that, there is not a chance they are actually following the carnivore. Right, got my C's mixed up. Because you need carbs and you need all that sugar in the blood for it to expand
Dilate.
like that and look pumped and full. It's literally how bodybuilders do their prep. They cut all the carbs, get really dry, and then get a big influx and look like Superman the next day. So if they're walking around looking swole, there have to be some sort of carb powder or something.
Yeah, because
And
how
electrolytes.
are you getting full? Like, how are you dilating your veins?
Exactly.
But for our general population, people that are watching this podcast, I don't think they care about pumping their veins up.
We're not
Of
talking
course
about
not.
that.
No,
we're,
we're not- we're
talking
talking
about
about
how to spot
to
if
spot
somebody's
one.
just out to grab the money out of your pocket or if they're actually trying to help benefit you.
Oh, I just saw something interesting on this little study journey of yours that you had. Increased cancer risk. Long-term high consumption of red and processed meats is strongly linked to an increased risk of
Colorectal.
colorectal
colon
and colon
cancers.
cancers.
That's is true.
Oh,
The reason why I believe that cancer comes up, and this is just me, is because of that cholesterol that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
The high fat, high protein, hard for your body to digest food.
I
All
think
your
so as
organs
well.
get impacted so dramatically
Yeah.
to a point where it's tiring for you to just do your everyday tasks because your body, as you mentioned, you were tired, yawning, you were sluggish.
Mm-hmm.
By the time your body digests that amount of protein, that amount of fat that you're having,
Mate, it's like going into hibernation. And keep in mind, I was still eating carbs. I wasn't having a ton, but I was still eating them. And
So
I
you
felt
didn't-
that tired. If somebody says on a comment on this podcast, like, well, you felt tired because you're still having carbs, trust me, take it out. You would have felt $100.
why do you think extreme diets like the carnivore diet have such a passionate community behind them?
Because it's kind of like a lifestyle, right? Most of our lives are spent doing like working, sleeping, or eating. So, you know, if you change a whole completely way of eating, right? You know how everybody knows that one person who's vegan and doesn't shut up about it that you want to strangle by the neck? It's the same with a carnivore person, right? They change their whole style of eating. It works for them. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And it's all I think about every day because obviously you eat 3 times a day, right? It's like if I started sleeping a different way and I started getting great sleep, I'd probably be raving on about it 12 hours a day to everybody.
and also it's successful. All these diets are successful at helping people lose weight because exactly what Seb said, they're changing how they eat.
Yeah.
They're eliminating food groups.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the success is a big part. Like if you made $1 million, you'd be telling everybody about it.
Do you think these extreme diets get rewarded on social media a lot more than balanced ones?
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to disagree with that. I think no.
You think they're both
I
as equal?
think as of 2026, I think social media is finally coming around to this is some bullshit. Because it might be my feed, but 80% of what I see is people shit talking these diets. And you think about the top guys in the industry, like your Adam Sullivans and that, the people who have millions upon millions of followers and are highly trusted and respected, they have the very similar opinion that we do of just eat 80-20, mostly whole foods, some shit. That's the best way to go. Anything else is some bullcrap.
100%. I think
That's a mock job moment.
that is a mic drop moment. Don't drop the mic; it's expensive. But I think one of the, okay. Do you reckon sustainability is the most overlooked part of any sort of diet?
Yeah, 100%. I think I say it in every video, or like at least 80% of videos I make. The best diet is the one that you can keep up the longest.
Yeah, the adherence
Yeah,
is one of the biggest.
it is the biggest because it means F all if you lose 6 kilos and then you go into this big binge eating phase and then gain 8. Cool, now you're 2 kilos heavier. Congratulations, mate. You just wasted, what is that? Like 4 months.
Of your life.
Yeah.
Dieting as well.
You did 4 months
Which
just to gain
sucked.
2 kilos. Round of applause.
So that's the problem I find with all of these diets, right? Is they're not easy to follow. They're saying no to going out with their friends.
Oh, yeah.
They're cutting out foods that they actually love and enjoy just because they want to get some desired result or get to X.
Exactly.
But they might get there or they might get close, but then they'll spiral backwards and lose all of the progress they made in that time.
Yeah, and it's pretty upsetting because, I mean, we've all been in this space before where you think, oh, yeah, I've struggled to lose fat for like what, 10, 20, 30 years. There must be, I must have to try something drastic. Otherwise, why have I held on to this weight for so long, right?
There's
Everybody who's
some
been
magic pill.
struggling to lose fat inherently thinks the only way to do it is to do what's the most drastic thing possible.
Why do you think people are failing these crazy diets?
Because it's just generally non-sustainable. Think about what everything we said about carnivore. If in 6 weeks you feel sluggish and you have to, I know people who have done carnivore. They tell me now they can't even look at a steak because it physically disgusts them. Right? You have to eat steak for everything, every part of your day, or chicken or fish. Like, you're gonna get disgusted and it's not sustainable. And then you see your mom or your girlfriend or your dad or something who's eating some KFC or some donuts or something. You're gonna be like, oh, I need that. And you're gonna cave in one day and eat it. And then the sustainability is lost, gone.
And then see you later diet, pack on the kilos, and now you wasted all that time when you could have been eating those Krispy Kreme donuts from the start.
And then you go back into that mental space of, oh, I was never born. It must be my metabolism. I was just never made.
That's my favorite one.
I can't. I'm just big boned. I'll never be skinny.
If someone right now watching is considering doing the diet, the carnivore diet, what would be your top tips?
Only do it in the short term. Make sure that if you do it, you don't go over 6 weeks. Proceed with caution. Get a blood check before you do it. In that blood check, your cholesterol, your testosterone for males, estrogen for females, and then your micronutrient profile before, one in the middle, and then one at the end, assuming you're taking my first tip, which is do it short term. And then besides that, it's pretty much it. Just keep assessing yourself. See if you feel good, see if you feel shit. If you're feeling really bad, stop it. Go back to normal. Start slowly introducing carbs again. If you feel good, continue it for the 8 weeks and then finish it and slowly reintroduce carbs after that.
If we remove that big ass label, carnivore, keto, all those diets, right? What do you think healthy eating would look like for people?
Healthy eating would look like for people. Well, generally when we think of health, we're looking at essentially minimizing health risk, right? That's what being healthy is the lack of health risk. I think to do that, the things you need is a full micronutrient profile, some sort of physical activity, and a lack of processed foods. Lack of, not zero. Keep in mind that. And I feel like if people just eat like that, they'll be healthy. If they want to lose fat, that's a different story. Then you want to start looking at the caloric value of your foods.
So before you dive into any diet, make sure that you talk to someone that knows a little bit about it beforehand. You speak to professionals. You get some blood tests done before jumping onto any diet. And if you do have any questions, reach out. We'll be able to help you. Seb will be able to help you.
Not if they want to do the carnivore diet.
Even if you have questions about the carnivore diet.
We will help take you out of the carnivore diet to a nice, safe, and wonderful place.
Called Balanced
Yes.
That's not hell.
Yes, where you can still have your Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
And lose fat.
Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and
We'll see you soon.